What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Taurus Sun sign friends. If you were born between the dates of April 20th and May 20th, then you are a Taurus Sun sign, and this video is for you. Halloween and Samhain are finally here. I don't know about you, but October flew by. I've been doing some darker readings this month, trying to get to the bottom of the shadow issues, and we're going to continue that today, sort of. This is going to be a little bit more of a funner reading, but I'm still going to be using some darker decks, or my darker deck. I've got some crystals here. I've got my black obsidian skull to help with this reading, to get down to the nitty-gritty. I've also got a scarlet temple lemurian. Beautiful crystal. Beautiful energy. We got some great crystal energy here today, so I'm grateful for that. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the Dark Grimoire Tarot to do a kind of a fun reading. It takes a snapshot of the energy surrounding you at this Halloween or Samhain time, and it gives you some things to think about, some things to work towards, or things to move away from. So it's going to be a fun, informative spread that I think will be beneficial in some way. So let's get into it. The first card we're going to look at is this one. And this is the life card, and it represents what to embrace, my Taurus friends, at this time. We've got the Nine of Swords. Make sure that's on camera, okay. Give me a moment here. To me, this card is saying what you need to embrace, Taurus friends, is I think you need to have a better self-image. I think you need to see yourself in a better light. You should have more confidence. You should have more self-love. You should not worry about yourself so much, okay? Once you realize that you are a divine being, I think this is a lot easier. Okay, but if you don't recognize yourself as a divine being, then you might start to see your physical features as kind of a hindrance or something. I don't even know. But what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible, but you need to look at yourself better. I think you need to embrace the idea that you really don't do anything wrong. Right? If you do something wrong, then you're learning something. So there is no wrong, right? You don't look wrong, okay? You look exactly how you were supposed to look, okay? Your character flaws are not flaws; they're quirks, and they're actually showing you how to improve as people. And it's just kind of flipping things and not seeing the negative side of yourself, instead seeing the positive side of yourself. And I think that's the most important thing to say about this, is you should start seeing yourself in a positive light. That's what you need to embrace right now, Taurus friends. And it's going to transform your life. Trust me, it will transform your life in ways that you can't even imagine. Once you kind of hit that medium point and start seeing yourself as positive, then everything changes. So that's what to embrace this Halloween Samhain. This card is the Death card, and it represents what to let go of at this time. Not the actual Death card, but now we've got the Five of Chalices. Oh, okay. I think what this card is saying is that you need to let go of that connection that you feel like you have to, maybe it's to other people, maybe it's to things. We all have connections, right? Let's say that we have this person in our life who's got great advice and is always there for us, and just makes makes us feel happy when we're sad. What this card is saying is that you don't need that person. Yes, they're a huge benefit in your life. Yes, they're great and they're a great influence, but you don't need that person. That's a connection that you've made that's beneficial, but it's not necessary. Same thing maybe if you're addicted to food or retail therapy or smoking or drinking or drugs. You may feel like you need those things in your life because those connections are so strong, but get rid of it and you'll start to realize that you don't need it. It's not necessary. You have all the strength within you to do everything that you need to be doing in the best way possible. Yes, some things can help you, absolutely, but you have to realize that they're little bonuses. It's a cherry on top. You don't need it. Okay, so removing those connections, I like to do it on an energetic level in meditation. I will kind of visualize the thing that I'm connected to, and I'll also visualize myself having a sword of light, if you will, and just slicing that connection off and saying, I appreciate that thing helped me to grow and learn, but I don't need it. And just slice it off and watch it float away. And you'll find that that's a technique that is very helpful. At least I've found that to be true, to help sever connections. So let's move on over to this card, which represents your courage. This is where your courage lies at this time. We've got the World card. To me, this card is saying that you're in it for the long haul. Okay, if you're dedicated to something or someone, you're going to stick it out. And that takes a lot of courage, right? I've seen a lot of bad movies where I just wanted to turn it off. But it takes courage to make it to the end, to see how it ends up. Think of that analogy as far as life, we're constantly being challenged. We're constantly hitting setbacks. We're constantly facing opposition from outside sources. But this card is saying that you're courageous and that you're willing to stick it out. You're going to see it through to the end. So keep that up. Maintain that energy, because it's going to help you get through so many obstacles, and you're going to feel so vindicated when you come out the other end and you didn't give up, right? So keep that up. You're doing great there. This card represents your fears. What you could possibly be fearing at this time. We've got the Four of Swords. Alright, Taurus friends, I'm feeling like a lot of you are possibly fearing nothing happening. We're taught that in order for us to live a productive life, we always have to be doing something. This card is saying, no, you don't. Sometimes it's best to just sit back and relax and take it all in. And I think maybe there's a part of you that fears that. Maybe you fear that if you do take things too easy, if you do sit back, if you do reflect and spend time doing that, then you might be missing something. And I think that's a fear here. I think you have this go, go, go attitude because you're fearing, what will happen if I just don't do anything? Okay? So, I think this is a fear that is unwarranted. It's very clear that from time to time, human beings, we need to rest and recharge. We can't be always doing stuff, right? It's impossible. It just is. And from time to time, maybe it lasts a day, maybe a week, maybe a month, maybe a few years, but from time to time, you got to just take a break, okay? A year-long break is what some people need, and there's no shame in that. You're actually reflecting, you're learning from what you've been through, you're planning the future, you're setting a game plan, you're recharging your batteries, so don't look at that as a negative thing. Alright, this card here represents what you should be celebrating, my Taurus friends, this Halloween or Thanksgiving. We got the Temperance card. I think you need to celebrate balance. Whether it's so hard to realize when we're in balance or out of balance, right? This card is saying that celebrate the things in your life that are in balance. And I think we feel when things are in balance. Things are going well. And it's not just because things are going well, but it's because things are going poorly as well, but we're handling them in a much better way. I think that's when you're going to know that things are in balance, is when negative events or people come and you don't allow them to bring you down. I think that's when you know that a lot of your energies are in balance. And I think at this time, a lot of your energies are in balance, and I think you need to celebrate that, and you need to maintain that as much as you possibly can. Because it's so easy to get out of balance. We're living in a world where imbalances surround us at all times. It's crazy. So celebrate that fact this Halloween or Samhain season, and stay in balance as much as you can. This card represents what you should contemplate this Halloween or Samhain season. And we've got the Five of Wands. I think this card is asking you to contemplate your interactions with other people. Are most of your interactions pleasant, or is there some sort of barrier that's causing rifts? Do most people see you as a challenge or as a treat to be around? And not to say that you shouldn't challenge people. I'm just saying, think about it. Are you challenging people in the right way? When you do challenge people, does it end up as, oh, you know, let's say you get into a discussion, or God forbid, an argument or a discussion. Does the other person come away from your argument saying, you know what, I got some things to think about. That person, really made me question stuff. Or are they saying, oh, that guy was so stupid. I'm never going to accept his position no matter what, even if it's right, because he came at me so slanted like, right? So think about your interactions with people. How people are perceiving you is a big indication of, you know, where your energy lies. You can totally pick apart someone's argument and not make them feel foolish. You can make them feel like, oh, they learned something. Or you can pick apart someone's argument and make them not like you. So there's ways to do it. There's polite ways, but there's also ways that are going to get things done. And if people are, you know, really battling against you, they're not going to be so quick to accept what you have to say. Okay, Taurus friends, so that is the reading. Basically, just in a nutshell, have more self-confidence, see yourself in a positive light, remove some attachments, whatever you feel like are unhealthy attachments to you at this time. It's time to let go this holiday season. Your courage lies in seeing things through to the end, but your fears are in maybe not doing enough. Maybe you fear like you feel like that you're not doing enough, you're not getting enough accomplished. Don't worry about that. That's just an unsubstantiated fear. Maintain your balance this Halloween, and be sure that your interactions with people are at least somewhat pleasant. Okay, so that's the overview, and that is the reading. I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember, this is a general overall reading, not meant to apply to everybody, so take what works for you, leave the rest. If you would like a personal reading where I tap into your energies, you can head on over to my website. It's lightofriga.com. The link is in the description box below. Be sure to do all the YouTube stuff, the liking, the sharing, subscribing, the commenting. I really appreciate all of it. Thank you for that. And that is it. I want to wish you all a happy Halloween, a happy Samhain. Stay safe out there and do good. Okay, so thanks again for watching, my Taurus friends. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.